Born on April 28, 1941, in a small village in Sweden, Ann-Margret Olsen began life far from the spotlight that would one day define her. Her earliest memories were shaped by quiet landscapes, modest means, and a strong work ethic instilled by her family. In 1946, she immigrated to the United States with her mother, reuniting with her father in the Chicago area and beginning a new chapter marked by adaptation and resilience. As a young girl navigating a new culture and language, she quickly discovered that performance offered a universal form of expression. Music, movement, and rhythm became her way of connecting with the world around her. These early experiences laid the foundation for a lifelong passion for the arts, one driven not by fame, but by joy and discipline. Even then, those close to her sensed an uncommon spark, an energy that hinted at a future far larger than her humble beginnings. Finding her voice and her path, Ann-Margret's natural talent flourished during her studies at Northwestern University, where she immersed herself in music, dance, and theater. It was here that her confidence as a performer truly took shape, fueled by rigorous training and an eagerness to grow. Her big break came when legendary entertainer George Burns noticed her potential and invited her to perform in Las Vegas. That opportunity proved transformative, introducing her to wider audiences and opening doors in Hollywood. Her early film roles, including Pocketful of Miracles and the star-making Bye Bye Birdie, showcased not only her striking presence, but also her versatility as a singer and actress. Audiences were drawn to her vitality, but beneath the glamour was a performer deeply committed to her craft. Rather than settling into easy success, she pushed herself creatively, determined to be taken seriously in an industry quick to place labels on young women. Redefining herself as an actress. Though initially cast as a vivacious and alluring screen presence, Ann-Margret was never content to be defined by surface impressions. Throughout the late 1960s and 1970s, she made deliberate choices that challenged expectations and expanded her range. Her performance in Carnal Knowledge revealed emotional depth and vulnerability that surprised critics and audiences alike, earning her an Academy Award nomination and a new level of respect. She continued this evolution with Tommy, delivering a fearless and emotionally charged performance that remains one of the most daring of her career. These roles marked a turning point, proving that she was capable of confronting complex themes and difficult emotions with honesty and power. Rather than distancing herself from her earlier image, she integrated it into a more complete artistic identity. In doing so, she carved out a career defined by longevity, courage, and constant reinvention. Music, movement, and the stage beyond film, Ann-Margret has always been deeply connected to music and live performance. Her voice, expressive, sultry, and unmistakable, allowed her to build a successful recording career alongside her acting work. Throughout the 1960s, she released multiple albums and earned a Grammy nomination, while also headlining shows in Las Vegas and touring extensively. Her stage performances were renowned for their energy, blending singing, dancing, and a sense of playful connection with audiences. She approached live performance not as spectacle alone, but as a shared experience, feeding off the immediacy of the crowd. This connection sustained her through decades of change in the entertainment industry. Even as trends shifted, her commitment to performance remained constant. Music was not a detour from acting, but a parallel passion, one that allowed her to express emotion in a different, equally powerful language: love, partnership, and enduring commitment. In 1967, Ann-Margret married actor Roger Smith, forming a partnership that would shape both her personal and professional life. Smith, who later became her manager, worked quietly behind the scenes to protect her career and support her creative choices. Their marriage, which lasted until his death in 2017, stood as a rare example of endurance in Hollywood. Together, they navigated success, illness, and the passage of time, with mutual loyalty and respect. Ann-Margret also embraced her role as a stepmother, building a blended family grounded in care and responsibility. When Smith's health declined due to a neuromuscular illness, she remained devoted, placing their life together above professional ambition. Their relationship was not built on spectacle, but on consistency and shared values. It remains one of the most meaningful chapters of her life, defined by quiet strength rather than public display. A brief but lasting connection with Elvis Presley. Among the many stories linked to Ann-Margret's early fame, her connection with Elvis Presley has endured largely because of its sincerity. They met while filming Viva Las Vegas, and their easy chemistry reflected a genuine affection rooted in shared passions for music and performance. Over the years, Ann-Margret has spoken of Elvis with warmth and restraint, choosing reflection over revelation. She has described him as generous, humorous, and deeply sensitive, qualities often overshadowed by his public image. Their relationship unfolded during a complicated time, shaped by external pressures and expectations neither fully controlled. With the clarity that comes from age, she has acknowledged both the joy and the limitations of that chapter, without assigning blame or feeding myth. What remains is not scandal, but respect, a recognition of a meaningful connection between two young artists navigating extraordinary circumstances at a pivotal moment in their lives. Later, roles and creative longevity. As the decades passed, Ann-Margret continued to surprise audiences by embracing a wide range of roles across film and television. From comedies like Grumpy Old Men to dramatic guest appearances on acclaimed series, she brought warmth and gravitas to every performance. Her work in television films and miniseries earned critical praise, including Emmy and Golden Globe recognition, reaffirming her relevance in an industry often unkind to aging actresses. Rather than retreating from the spotlight, she adapted to it, choosing roles that emphasized character over glamour. These later performances reflected a deep understanding of human complexity, shaped by experience both on and off screen. Her presence carried a sense of history, yet never felt nostalgic or self-referential. Instead, she approached each project as a working artist, still curious, still engaged, and still capable of surprising audiences with her emotional precision. Risk, resilience, and personal passions. Outside of acting and music, Ann-Margret has long been known for her adventurous spirit, particularly her love of motorcycles. At a time when such interests were rare for women in Hollywood, she embraced the culture fully, even incorporating motorcycles into her performances and public image. This passion symbolized her independence and willingness to defy expectations. In 2000, a serious riding accident resulted in significant injuries, requiring a long recovery. Yet even then, she approached healing with determination rather than fear. The experience became another testament to her resilience, a reminder that reinvention often comes with risk. Throughout her life, she has faced challenges without dramatizing them, choosing perseverance over retreat. This quiet toughness, paired with her openness to joy and exploration, has defined her far more than any single role or headline ever could. Legacy, reflection, and grace at 84. Now, in her 80s, Ann-Margret reflects on her life with clarity rather than regret. Her legacy is not confined to awards or iconic performances, though those are many, but in the way she carried herself through decades of change. She speaks thoughtfully about her past, honoring relationships and experiences without rewriting them for effect. Time has given her perspective, allowing memories to settle into gratitude rather than longing. She remains a figure of grace, someone who understands that a full life includes love, loss, risk, and reinvention. Rather than offering revelations, she offers context. Rather than nostalgia, understanding. In doing so, she leaves behind not a myth, but a human story, one defined by talent, resilience, and an enduring commitment to authenticity. At 84, Ann-Margret's voice is steady, her memories generous, and her legacy secure.